What's going on, man?
Dude, how you been, dude? I was so hyped up when you told me. Like it would do that like made my whole week when you told me sent me that fucking before and after, dude. That's the craziest one I've seen.
I know. So I don't even know. I remember. So I wasn't even going to post it. So my friend Ian, who I lived with, and I owe like a lot of it to him because like he kept me to the consistency. And so we both were like he was a little bit bigger, and he's in probably in better shape than I am. But no, I didn't. I wasn't going to post it. And he was like, dude, like you look good. You're lean now. Post a photo. And then you said that, and you said, dude, let's fucking go. And I remember sending you, or I remember like I think I said almost a year ago now that eventually I'm gonna have a transformation for you. It took a little longer than I thought it would. I thought it would have been done last year, but it took a little longer. But I don't regret it because I lost the weight too fast, put a little back on, but this time I took it slow, and now I'm 205 pounds, but the biggest I've ever been.
Bro, dude, your transformation, dude, like looking at, cause here's, this is the coolest thing I think I see. Like the first photo, yes, it's the physique, but if you look at like the face, like if you look at the way that you look at yourself in the mirror, I think that's one of the coolest things because,
I
like, what is it?
said, no, you're right. I remember sitting there. I remember it's like, dude, if I don't ever take the picture, I think actually that's the only picture from me being that big that there is, and it's
Yeah,
that
bro.
one. So I remember I'm taking. I'm like, dude, this is terrible. And I started saying, dude, like if I look like this, if I stick to this, and I turned it to when I look like this, when I do this, and it kept me going. And it's now it's like I wake up, your morning skinny. It's what they call it. I'm lean. I got abs popping. Like I don't have boobs anymore. It's like, dude, like I did this. I worked for this, and it paid off. Now it's
Bro,
like
you
it's
look
crazy.
good, dude. Like you look good, and like how do you feel day to day? Like how, like walk me through that, because I definitely want to. I have some questions I definitely want to get into with like the kind of like a little bit of like an interview style thing. But like even just like before that, like talk to me. How are you feeling day to day?
So day to day, especially now. So obviously, like being bigger than your mood, it's not good every day. You're sluggish. You're lethargic. You don't want to do anything. And I feel like obviously it comes a lot from being that big. Um, I didn't realize. Obviously, I realize it now. But then, so like I like to play basketball and do this and that. Obviously, I wasn't athletic as I am or was prior to gaining all that weight. Like confidence wise, I was always wearing something very baggy, thinking it would hide how big I was. It never really did, obviously. I still am. It's just a social anxiety thing, but like out in public or public settings, I was always like real nervous, real anxious. I thought like people were like looking and judging me. But then, so like now, it's like now, obviously it's different. I look better. I know I do. Um, I don't wear loose fitting clothes anymore. I hate it. I'd rather it fit me properly now, which
Yeah,
is
bro.
crazy. Uh, I am more confident. I really am. You walk around, it's like, hey, I look good. But like, what really boosted because even though like you're looking at yourself and like body dysmorphia is pretty much it's a thing, you won't see how good you look. So it's like I remember I was walking out of Chipotle the other day. Some dude goes, I was holding the door. He's like, dude, you're jacked. And I was like, I appreciate it. Like fist bump because like I that's just crazy coming from where I started.
Yeah, dude, going from like literally being, to be honest, obese, right? To being not just like, oh, I'm
It
compared to
was
where I
yes.
was, but like to objectively, bro, you look good. Like that's crazy, man. Now, so talk to me
That's
about
what I'm
like
saying.
what
That's what I keep hearing.
like so because you're like 100 pounds down. Like that's fucking like you know how many people lose weight and like the amount of people that that have a transformation like that like is so rare, bro. Like I have guys in my program that are millionaire business owners that can't do that. You know what I mean? Like you know how rare that is for you to be able to do that? Like it's insane. Now, like tell me a little bit about like the I guess what caused you because you said you were just like telling yourself you were going to start like what kind of prompted it like tell me about like where you were kind of at when you were
The
what was the heaviest you were.
heaviest I was 313 pounds. And prior to that, I didn't know because I wasn't checking the scale. So I only ever got that big. So, you played college sports, you talk about getting hurt. So I was playing football and, I hurt my knee. And that
This
was
at
the
West
end of it.
Lib, right?
Yeah. I hurt my knee, tore my patella tendon. And obviously, you work so hard for so long over for something like that. And it's gone just like that. You get depressed. That's how it is. And I very much was. So I couldn't walk anymore. I was in a straight leg brace. So all I was doing, I was just self isolating. I sat in my dorm, was doing nothing but eating. So I really didn't realize how big I got until it was time for my checkup on my knee. And I go, and they obviously have to take your weight, and they read 313 pounds. And mind you, I was 245 pounds before I hurt my knee. So that happened in a span of I think 2 months. I gained all that weight, and just remember. So I'm sitting in my dorm. Obviously, you don't like what you're doing. I knew it was bad at this point, and one of your videos came up, and it was like, because I was procrastinating at this point, I'm not going to class, I'm not doing anything, and it's like, I think you made a breakdown of your schedule about how you're a busy guy and you do this and that, and you still make time for the gym. And I was like, dude, I paused it, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm sitting here, literally nothing to do, self-loathing, like trying to make excuses as to why I can't go, even though I have nothing to do the rest of the day besides probably sit and play the game. Like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get up and fucking go do something. And then I did, and from there on, I've been consistent.
Talk to me about what that was been like. So what you so that moment you saw that you're like, I have the time. I'm not bullshit myself. Like, what'd you do right from there?
Right from there, remember it was crazy. So obviously, like motivation. So obviously that was motivation. Um, I went up. I caught a lift immediately after watching that. I did, but so obviously eventually your motivation dies down, and that's when you need your discipline.
Hmm.
But like to keep myself going, I would watch a lot of like people transforming or like hype movies or this and that. So I'd watch a lot of Creed and like Rocky and stuff with like good training arcs to like say like
Yeah.
yeah, like keep yourself going. You need the energy, you need to keep going. And then obviously, so my friend at one point, Ian, I told you about him. He was a little bit bigger, and I don't hope you don't mind me saying that because we both were. We accepted it. We called ourselves chuds, bigger guys. And remember, I don't know what it was, but like so for I think for a span of 9 to 10 months, me and him, we decided, I don't know what we did. We were like, we need to lock in. I believe it was 6 days a week we were training, and we didn't even want to take rest days. So I did, I guess, what's called an active rest day. So I'd still go out, do my cardio, play basketball, and this and that. And for 9 months straight, that's how it was. And then I didn't realize how much I had changed in that span. I think I have actually like more recent pictures from like when that 9 months started to like right now, and that's still a big difference because I think when I started that, I was
Bro,
still
look at
about
that. You're like this. You got veins coming down the forearm, and we're talking about being 300 pounds. You know what I
exactly.
mean, bro?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so I remember I was like 235 pounds when we started that, and I'm 205 now. So that's another 30 pounds gone in the span of that like 9 months. But a lot of it, I would plateau a lot, and I didn't
Yeah.
realize how much muscle I was putting on. So eventually, we would lift at the Y, but they ended up closing down to rebuild their gym.
Hmm.
So we went to Planet Fitness instead, and we stayed consistent, did our thing throughout the winter, and then eventually the Y opens back up, and we go there. And I remember who was there. I don't know, people that we hadn't seen in months, and they were looking at me and him, and they're like, dude, what have you guys been doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you guys are like big as shit. What are you doing? You look different. And I was like, so we've just been consistent. I remember one of them was it was Eric Brothers actually. He was there lifting, and he was like, and I don't know how he worded it. He's like, dude, you're getting big, and I was like, I don't even know what happened. If I'm being honest, I just stayed consistent, did my thing, this and that. I had Savion. He works at the Y.
Yep.
He's like, dude, you look different. You're getting bigger, and I was like, that's crazy because from when you last see me, I'm like 30 pounds down. So it's different. People telling you look different, and you won't see it. But then the pictures I have now, I'm glad I took more recent from like the 9 months till now because you really can see like how much bigger I've gotten and obviously more lean.
Well, that's the thing too. When you get lean, people are like, "Oh, dude, like you look jacked, but you're way lighter than they think." I was 154 here. You know what I mean? And I look
54,
154.
I would I would have guessed at least 170, 180.
I'm 170 right now. Well, I'm actually like 168 right now. I'm 20. I'm like 13 pounds heavier here
That's
than
crazy.
I was here. Like you realize how good you look getting lean. People are like, oh, it's victim weight, but it's like you actually reveal the muscle you have. If you actually look at your lean mass,
Mhm.
you're like, damn, I'm that light. Like if you look at your lean mass, it's like 145, 150, which is like, oh, that's really how much muscle mass you have versus, you probably need if you're 10% body fat and you weigh 200 pounds, it means you have 20 pounds of fat on you, right?
Right.
Which is still lean. You know what I mean?
That was a big thing. It was the victim weight thing. I didn't want to be anything less than 220. I didn't look
Yeah.
bad at 220, but I still had a lot more like holding on to my midsection.
Yeah.
So I was like, I owe it to myself, and I was like, I know I'm gonna look good. I actually had this is funny. I used ChatGPT to show me what I'd look like if I was a little bit leaner. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, that'd be pretty sweet. So I cut down to the 205 markets where I'm sitting right now, and I don't regret it. I
Dude,
guess I'm
right
still
now, when you want to get lean, like the way, like right now, I'm lifting 2 days a week, dude, because like you don't realize this is like one tactical thing I could give you advice wise. If you really want to get like very, very lean, like lifting less, like 2 days a week, maybe I'll do like maybe 2 to 3 sets per muscle group per week, right? So like 3 sets of like a Bulgarian or something, like 3 sets of legs, like very, very light volume, and put that energy into getting your steps, right? Because any amount of muscle you might lose, you're going to look bigger with the body fat you remove.
right. So for the last 2 weeks or so, actually, to get like my the pictures that I posted, the the one on my Snapchat and the one on my Instagram, the one that you saw.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't sacrifice my lifting, but I cut it down from I believe the 5 or 6 days. I think I only was doing 3.
Yeah.
So in the last 2 weeks, probably shouldn't have lost that much. I went from that's not that bad, the 213 and like 205 mark. Actually, I think I was lower. I think I was about 202 pounds when I took those pictures. Like completely dried out though, so like I didn't like. So I wanted to look the best I could for the picture. So I was like, I did as much as I could do look as lean.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like eat too many carbs before I went. I didn't like have a lot of sodium, so I didn't like retain any water and bloat. But it's like I don't regret it. I think I
Now,
want to cut down.
what did you do in terms of like coming up with like a lifting program, nutrition? Like, walk me through kind of what you did in that kind of aspect.
So it's like I always had an idea of like what to do or how to lift, but I did a lot of research is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Uh, I was big on watching Jeff Nippard, big on watching him and how he does things. But certain people want to do in the 8 to 12 rep range. I
Yeah.
wanted to be I wanted to move a lot of weight. I wanted to get strong. I didn't like doing that. And I believe if you train to a failure and you train right, which me and Ian we did,
Yeah.
then you're gonna put on the side and you're gonna make the progress. So I did a lot of what like needed to be done. I think I did 2 sets or at least obviously one per muscle. So I would do chest. I'm actually focusing it more now because I am lacking in my upper chest. So I'll do 2 to 3 like different movements for my upper chest. One's obviously the incline, and then I'll do like the low to highs and stuff like that. I only stick with 6 to 8 reps on
Mm-hmm.
just about everything and pushing like as much weight as I can as possible. Obviously, without like sacrificing my form, because like the form is very much important for like obviously growth and not getting hurt. And then legs and stuff. It's just crazy. There's something to say from being 300
One
pounds.
thing, 2 things I want to bring up before we move on to legs, but two areas that I would recommend you really focus on are upper chest and rear delts. Like, how do you like really focus on like rear delts at all?
That's what I was gonna say. So obviously, getting through football and stuff, like I was lifting, I had muscle to me. We weren't trained to do an upper row or to do
Yeah.
something like that. So my rear delts obviously are lacking now, but I have one more going on and they're growing. And my upper chest now it has grown within like the last month. If I started like focusing it even more, it is growing now, but it is a part that lacks and I'm still working on. And another one, they're bigger now. I think it's because I'm a little bit leaner. My shoulders weren't the best either.
Yeah, that's the 3 areas that most football guys, or like, at least for me, that I had to work on. And I remember when I met with like Rick Bayardi, I actually met with him. We did a podcast, and I was like, "Hey, like, judge my physique," and I like, cause he's a Olympia judge, like he's a
Yeah.
Arnold Classic judge, and he was like, "You need to work on your rear delts and your upper chest. I can tell you don't work those." I was like, "You're right," and I
Mhm.
really crushed upper chest, rear delts. He's like, "You need to probably add a couple sets of lat raises." And I did that, and that's when like you get the nice big shoulders, you get the big delts, you get the chest, the shelf, and the shelf goes into the front delts through it. It just looks
Yeah,
great. And
so
then you,
it's like I've had my front delts develop a good bit now, and my sides and my rears are starting to come along, and like I said, my uppers are going now, so I am looking like a lot, like as I should, like stocky boom got the shelf, and it helps with like your V taper and stuff too.
yeah.
The broader you get, so it's like it's coming along. It's obviously still a work in progress.
Walk me through what the diet's like, because the gym's like obviously huge in terms of building muscle, but walk me through kind of what the nutrition was like.
So, so what I do, I know you're supposed to aim for 3 meals a day. Typically, I skip breakfast, which isn't the most ideal.
I do that every day, bro.
Okay,
Don't.
so for some people don't like that. Usually, if I like get hungry, I'll have a core power or something.
Yeah.
But I tend to eat like a lot at once. So I'll do
Hmm.
so tip a normal meal. It'll be about 7 eggs and a pound of 93.7 beef, and that'll be
Damn.
one meal. And then I'll
That'll be
do like
lunch.
what is it for
That'd
lunch?
be like,
Yeah, and
damn,
then
son.
obviously like some like green beans. I've been working on like my greens and my fruits and this and that because I'm bad in that area too. And then like my dinner will be like a pound of chicken or like a little less. 'Cause I have at that point I think I'm only eating about 220 grams of protein a day or
Do you
aiming
track it
for.
all?
I don't track my calories as much, which I probably should, because I know like if I'm eating that lean, there's not a chance I'm
What
overeating.
do you got on your wrist?
My watch,
Your Apple Watch?
yeah,
Bro, let me get you locked in. Let me go to your phone. You're on your phone right now?
yeah,
Good, just write it down if you need. Um, it's called. I'll just text it to you. It's just called Fat Secret.
mm.
And what that app does, it's what I personally use. Like if you ever see me post my macros, it's free, right? It's a dietitian first app, so it's made by dietitians, and you track your food. But what it does is it pairs up with your Apple Watch, and at the bottom, it shows you your caloric burn each day with your steps. And literally each day, you see your calories in, calories out, right there.
Okay, I'll have
And
to
it's
look
it's
at it today.
solid because it's like if it's the same, your maintenance. If you're burned more than you eat, then you're losing weight. If you eat more than you just see it, right?
Yeah, so as far as the tracking goes, I weigh whatever I'm eating. I weigh to make sure I know what I'm having. So like my meats and this and that, or
Boom.
my potatoes and my carbs. So it's like I keep that in mind. Like I have a number in my head, but I'm not actually like typing it in to like get my calories. I just want to know like my protein and my calories so I know I'm not overeating. So it's like, and then my second meal of the day, it'll be greens or like a carb, pasta or something, and then like 8 ounces to a pound of chicken.
Boom, dude. That's fucking money. Now you just kind of learn this stuff just through going online, watching videos, watching my stuff, watching other people's stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just research. You know, like you have an idea of what you need to eat, and the hardest part is eating like that. It can it if you go too aggressive too fast, you're not gonna want to do it. You're gonna burn out.
Hmm.
But I feel like it's how I need to eat. I like eating like that. It's fuel. But then also, so I'll have a day throughout the week where if I want something that's not the best for me, I have it. You know, at this point, I'm to a point to where I know how to control what it is, and I don't need to binge eat. I know I don't, and I won't. It's like every now and then, like something that's bad for me, as long as I don't make it a habit again, you know, and focus too long on that, I'm gonna be fine. So it's like every here and there, I'll have, I don't know what, Chick-fil-A or something.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and then like, see, you're a pretty calculated guy too. Now, I guess talk to me about this too. Like, since you've lost, right, what, 108 pounds? Was it 108 pounds?
Yeah.
What's been the number one moment you've had, right? Because obviously you talked about earlier, right? Like you're struggling with your confidence, you feel like people are judging you, feeling sorry for yourself. Like, talk to me about how you feel now, day to day.
Now day to day, it's different. Obviously, I have more energy now. Like I said, I wake up, I'd avoid the mirror usually. Like I love looking in the mirror. I love what I worked
Yes,
hard for. It's what I worked for. I
I
love
love that
seeing
shit.
the progress I made. Um, Obviously, I'm not uncomfortable in group settings anymore. It's different. I'm athletic again. That's what I wanted more than anything, which is crazy. I was going to tell you, being 300 pounds and now I'm dunking a basketball.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Bro, let's go. Hey, dude, that's what happens if you don't have 100 pounds weighing you
That's what I'm
down.
saying. I was like, you would have told me 2 years ago at 300 some pounds, I'm going to be dunking a basketball. I'd have told you you're full of it.
Bro, I love that shit. What's been the number one moment for you since you lost the weight?
Honestly, I like everything I told you, like the getting the compliments and like and this and that are cool. I'd say the most are people asking me what I did or asking me how to help them. Or when I posted the stories, I had people like saying, "Dude, like, what did you do? Like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't realize you were that big. Like, that takes a lot of work and dedication, and I just like I didn't realize it. I don't ever like give myself credit for much. But I guess it's like the people noticing now, or like I guess me finally noticing like the work I've put in and how far I've come is it's the biggest thing. I think
Yeah,
finally
dude.
being proud of what I've accomplished.
I love that, bro. Now let me ask you this: if you could look back at yourself being 313, what would you tell yourself?
Well, I'm people. So when you're that big, a lot of people they like to sugarcoat things. They don't like to tell you how it is at all. And I'm a very like blunt to the point person. That's what I need. I would I would tell them like the same thing I heard in your thing. It's time to stop feeling sorry for yourself and get up and fucking do something if you're unhappy about yourself. You have to. It's time.
Yeah, bro. I love it, dude. I love it. Now talk to me about this. Like, so obviously after losing that much weight, like eventually, 90% of people that lose weight in their lives will gain it back. Like, what are some of the actual like habits you have day to day that you're gonna carry with you so you don't go back to them?
So so the eating now, I don't have urges to eat outside of my diet much anymore, like at all. So I'll have so actually after this I'll probably go have eggs and beef and stuff. The gym, uh, it's more of a habit now. It's not something I like force myself to do. It's like if I don't do it, it's my routine. It throws me off. So the gym I feel like is just here to stay now. Obviously, the going outside, it's nice out. I enjoy playing basketball and this and that, and getting my steps in. I don't like when I don't hit at least 10,000.
Yeah.
Um, even like stuff like that. I feel like they're all habits now to a point to where it's stuck with me after doing it for this long.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now talk to me even outside of like even outside of fitness, like just me curious. Like talk to me about kind of what life's like for you right now in terms of like work. Like what are you up to? Like even just outside of those questions.
Uh, right now, I'm just working. I have plans to at some point get my pilot's license.
Where are you working at?
Right now I just work at Wheeling YMCA. I have something bigger lined up for me than that. Like I have concrete work coming up, and then a job I don't want to jinx, but it could pay out pretty good if I get it. So school, I was gonna go back to school, but it's like if I have the opportunity to make the money where it stands,
So you were at West Liberty doing computer stuff, right?
yes.
And then I remember you said it was something with the billing that you couldn't go back or something. They were like trying to mess with you or something.
Yeah, so I did. I ended up going back. So after I hurt my knee, obviously I was in a serious funk, and I just dropped everything and then went to Northern with doing the same thing. And then
Yeah.
eventually I got out of the funk, and I'm like, all right, lock back in. I went back, and to go back, I had an outstanding bill from the last time I was there, which whatever. So I paid it, but then I enrolled. I enrolled like almost two weeks to a week before like the semester actually started for spring. Um, and I was set to go back. Mind you, I'm running classes. I'm in my dorm. I'm doing this. I think we're a month in at this point. Like I have exams coming up, and I get an email saying that if I don't pay like this amount of money, like I'm done, or they're gonna remove me from my classes, and that's it. And I was like, it makes no sense. I thought everything was settled. So I go and talk to them, and they're like, it's your student invoice for the spring. You were sent this a month in advance, and I was like, that's not even possible because I wasn't registered for classes a month in advance or like anything like that. So that I didn't have this a month in advance. And they're like, it was up. It was I think almost $9,000 I needed to pay, and I was like, obviously, like I'm not paying that. What am I supposed to? I'm not. I can't pay that in 2 days. So that was it for me right there. I was like, all right, fine, and that was it. And since then, it's just been working.
Gotcha. So you went and you like you just were like, I'm not doing the school. How much do you have left to finish?
I would have had. I would have been done in the fall of 27 to the fall of next year. No, yeah, no, yeah, the fall of 27. I would have been done, I believe, because I was like a semester behind.
Boom. Okay, cool. But then so in total you probably have like 3 semesters left.
Yeah,
Damn. Okay, cool. Okay, so you're doing that and then you're doing concrete work now. And then what you're thinking about your pilot's license is what you're wanting to do?
that is the goal eventually. Yeah, I already have like an instructor and everything lined up and everything mapped out for like prices and everything.
Dude, that's like 300K a year, bro. Xander and my boy Jeremy Radcliffe are both doing that.
Some sense. So yeah, I have an instructor. I already have his number. I've already talked about it. Everything's like lined up for when I start making money to like on
Here in
my
a few
free time.
years, when I get a jet, you'll be my pilot.
Got your private
I'm
pilot. Yep.
I'm dead serious, bro. When it makes sense financially to get a jet, I'll get one. And dude, that's actually what I want to do. Like, I can't wait until I can get my business to the point where like I can bring on people. Like Preston's the first person I want to bring on full time. And then after that, I want to just reach out to all my boys, because I'm such a, what I've learned at least, it's a lot harder to find people that like, it's a lot easier to not easier, but I would rather find somebody where I'm like, this is a good person and teach them than I would try to find the skills to a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
So
that's at least what I've learned. Like, you
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying.
Like, it's if you're a good ass person and you're somebody, I'm like, this person, like, I could give them my bank account information and no money would be touched. You know what I mean? Like, you're one of
Yeah.
those people, real shit. Um, at least in my experience, like, you're just a good person.
hmm That's what I'm saying. So I said the same thing. I had a few people text me and say, "Yo, like, is he legit? Like, is would he like get me right?" And I was like, for as long as I've known him, Riley has. I mean, you've been working out since what we were in seventh grade.
I've been working out since I was in
Oh,
like
for
third
longer than that,
grade,
but like
bro.
this, like when I really started realizing like you were like getting big and stuff. I think it was like seventh, eighth grade. You were putting on like size when you were getting the piles and stuff and doing all this, and like you were in check with your diet, always like the best at whatever sport you were playing at the time. And I was like, if there's one person who's gonna get you right and wouldn't steer you wrong, it would be him.
I appreciate that, dude. I got a call with let me see who I got calls with. I got a call with Jaden tomorrow. Now I don't know how old he is. Um, he's 19, so he's not working. So I doubt he'll be able to do it. I mean, because my shit's expensive, real shit. Because most of the people I work with are like 35, 40, like dads. And I,
Mm-hmm.
cause I used to work like a lot of my first clients were like younger people, but just at least what I found, the best clients are older. But I got a call with Jaden tomorrow, so hopefully I can get him in. I try to at least give people lots of options, but dude, yeah, if Jaden signs up or anybody comes, if anybody comes from this podcast or sharing it, like each person, I'll send over 500. Because the way I do it, like if somebody finances the like, it's like, I think right now we're at 3,500 for 6 months with the guarantee, so it's like 3,500. You lose 50 pounds at the max, 30, 50 pounds, 6 to 10 inches off your waist. If you haven't, like, I guarantee we'll keep working until you do. Like, that's like the package, but I break it
Mm-hmm.
down for people. Like, if you want to pay it off in like 120 per month, I do like a firm Klarna and all that. So like, if somebody can get, and that's why I do it. Cause I'm like, if somebody's serious, they're gonna get in. They're gonna get. I've never had
Yeah.
somebody not get in. That's like, I want to change my life, you know. And
Yeah.
I've had to like triple 3.5x my prices, because like last year when I really started this, it was like they're like 1K for 4 months, and then I went 1.5 for 6, and then now, dude, I've had to, you know what I mean? I can't
Yeah.
take on, like,
Yeah.
especially being in school, I'm not in the position where I can bring on full-time employee just because of my time. So like, I just had to raise my prices, but I've got the system dialed too, and that's the nicest part about it, is like my system is so money. Like, it's literally like a conveyor belt, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like, I'm glad to hear everything's going well for you. And let me know. I mean, dude, and I think this is the coolest thing too. What I always tell people who get in great shape and they're into the gym, I'm like, obviously there's like that thought in the back of your head, like, damn, should I start coaching people? But what I always say, if you're not wanting to fulfill, the best thing you can do, especially if someone who's worked with a coach, is send them over. You know what I mean? Because I'll fulfill. It's almost like not even like a sales position, but like, it's just the easiest way to get 500 a day or something.
Yeah.
You have
The,
10 people, that's
and
5K.
it's like I've had people ask me, but like my thing is they'll I think they're worried about how long it'll take and like the work they're gonna have to put in and like this and that. And I was like, I was thinking the same thing, but like time's gonna pass anyways. Like you're either gonna be happy with what you did or regret what you didn't. Like so just like stick to it and do what you have to do.
Well, here's what I tell people, because my program actually is very, very light in terms of the workload, because a lot of the majority of the people that I've built it for are investment bankers working 100 hours a week with 3 kids. You know what I mean? They're like, they really don't have time. So the way that my program actually works is like, first off, changing your food if you think about it, if you have 168 hours in a week and you go to the gym, say you go to the gym 5 days a week for an hour, there's 163 hours left in the week where it's your nutrition, right? And changing the food you eat takes zero time. So
Exactly.
the time, so bam, 99, statistically 99% of your results take zero time. And then the last two pieces, 10,000 steps a day. What is that? If you get them throughout your day, if you do it like parking farther away, walking, taking the stairs, you can get that in throughout your day as opposed to doing cardio. And then the last bit, the way I do my gym is I literally do 2 days a week, 30 minutes, like real shit until we're at our goal body fat. Going into the gym and getting 2 sets per muscle group, that's 4 sets of muscle group per week. I mean, that's great. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
good to maintain. And if you haven't been in the gym, you'll build some while you lose.
Yeah.
And it's like realistically, it's like 60 minutes per week is all I require of people. And it's like there's no room. There's no room for excuses. It's like that's how it's laid out. We have a community, a huge group chat with all my clients supporting each other. I check in with you every day. It's like, bro, there's no room for people to fail.
Right. No, I get it. So yeah. So say I'm all for like helping people, but I feel like you're more dialed in. You know more what you're talking about. The way I did things and the way I look at things and how I approach things isn't going to be how everybody else
Yeah.
is going to want to do it or see it. And so it's like it's different. But it's like I'm always for sure like gonna help people. Like my brother now, he's starting to lift with me, and he's lost a great bit of weight too, actually.
Yeah, I remember I saw you at Chipotle. I was like, bro, get Quentin on the program, bro.
And so no, he's with me now, and he's doing good. We're lifting. He's about 4 or 5 days a week now is what I'm doing still,
Good
and
shit.
he's in there with me now.
Bro, I love to hear it. And that's the best thing you can do for somebody is get them in shape. Like, because you don't even realize, like, if you look at the way you were on pace, bro, like by the time you're 40 or 50, you're on pace to be 400 pounds, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Real
saying.
shit.
It's
Like, you
crazy.
just changed the trajectory of your life.
I did, and it's what I'm saying. Like looking back, did it take like a lot of time? And yeah, because two and a half, almost 2.5 years is it's not a little bit of time. It's a good bit, but it's like looking back, like missing out on not being able to like go do this or eat this or it's like it's like now I don't care that I care then, yes, but it's like look at me now, because like now I'm enjoying whatever I want. It's like it, and not only that, I'm enjoying who I am and what I've done and what I've turned myself into.
Yeah, bro. Like, the way you walk when you're in shape, it's different. It's literally just different. Like, life's
It's
different.
like your head held high, chest out. You're not like embarrassed. You're not like looking down, hoping people aren't looking at you. It's crazy. It's different.
My dude. Now talk to me. Are you still, where are you living at your house down in Fulton still?
Yeah,
You're still down in Fulton. And then,
yeah.
so talk to me about what you have to do to get your pilot's license.
So I don't know. Like, so I have to have, I forget how many hours exactly. It's a fair amount of money. So I have to rent the plane and then pay by
Oh
the
my
hour.
God.
And
That's
then pay by the
expensive.
hour. Yeah, it's a fair amount. It's actually the one I have is probably the cheaper one around that you can do. And then I have to have a certain amount of flight hours with an instructor, and then solo hours. And then I think there was like one, I believe she told me like cross country, like 3 hour flight or something, and then back. So it would definitely take some time and obviously money, but it's like it's worth the investment. It's something I want to do.
Now,
So
have you ever
eventually,
thought
it's what I'm going
about
to do.
maybe trying to become a pilot through the military? What if you did like the reserves or something?
I did think about that. I think about that a lot.
Because I
That's
mean,
what I thought about too.
depending on what you're doing, right? Like if it's someone
I've
like me
heard.
who's got like a business is like one thing, but if you back,
Yeah,
you disconnected for a sec. You hear me?
yeah.
Cool. No, but what I was saying too is like I didn't know kind of what your thoughts are, but I don't really know how it works like too in depth, but I know a couple people just for like the financial side of things, like doing the reserves, they cover like your health care, blah 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 blah.
Mm.
Because like for someone like me who's self-employed, like I'm pretty much already like mentally checked out of school, like I'm full-time business, but when I graduate, like health insurance, like there's a lot of expenses, you know what I mean, that like damn, like that's expensive.
Yeah.
But military could be sick if you're really wanting to be a pilot. I don't know how you do that, but there's a lot of people too. Like if your goal is to be a pilot, like if you're like, how do I optimize to be the best pilot in the history of ever?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times the experience you get in the military, like my dad, he spent his time being a medic in the military, and the amount of reps you get, a lot of
Yeah.
people will look at that and be like, if I'm somebody who hires a pilot, right, and I'm like, I want the best pilot, and I'm like, this guy was an ex fucking fighter pilot. Who do you want? I'm like that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Um, just maybe a piece of advice, for you if you're thinking about it.
And I've looked into it not as much. I've heard it's not the most thrilling thing to do. It's a lot of time, a lot of commitment, obviously.
I work
But
out with a pilot all the time at the wellness center. I talk with him a lot. That's why I've learned some of this stuff. He's a Delta pilot. He was in the Air Force.
mm,
I trained with him. He tells me all kinds of stuff. He said the best thing about it is, yes, it's boring because you just sit and fly, but he said if your goal is to like travel, he said you can literally just when you're not flying, you literally can just you never pay for travel. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And for work, if you have to fly to, you can pick. I want to take this flight to fucking Cancun, and you have so every time you fly, you're racking points, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
You take what? You probably take 3 flights a day. You fly, or 2 or 3 flights a day, and you do that every day for a year. Think how many points that is, bro. Unlimited.
Yeah. Right.
But cool, no. But dude, I'd love to hear. I would love to see you be a pilot. That would be awesome. Like I'm glad to hear you kind of got like a path. There's a lot of people you probably see our age that are, doing all kinds of different shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's like it's good because for the longest, I was stuck, especially if they're like hurting my knee, and then I was dead set on the cybersecurity, but I'm sure you know what AI is now, and that wouldn't be needed for that much longer, anyways. That'll be AI before long. So
Dude,
it's like
pilot stuff like that's they're paying a lot of money for that shit. You know what I
this,
mean? It's gonna be a long time before people say I want a fucking self-driving plane.
yeah, yeah. So it was like I remember I went on a helicopter ride one time, and it's like I wasn't nervous in the slightest. I was like I could see myself doing this, and since then it's all I thought about, and it's like so I know where I want to go with it. And it's like at some point, is it a risk? Yeah, but it's like at some point you have to. I feel like I owe myself to take a risk at some point and
Is
give
it?
it a
But is
try.
it? But is it? But is it a risk though? If you become a pilot, like, how's that a risk?
Just the thing, like, so I don't like change. So like going out of my comfort zone to do something new, or like try something new, or like put that much time into something, that much money. It's a little bit scary, but it's like at some point I need to go do something new, and I feel like it's what I want to do.
What's the other side of that? Do nothing.
Do nothing, stay comfortable,
That's
not
what I
make money.
mean, bro. It's literally not a risk. It's just that's
Right.
just what you have to do. You know what I mean? As somebody I'm literally about to spend 9 grand today on a coaching program for myself. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I've spent 40 grand in the last year of the money I've made on like, you know what I mean? I've never invested in a mentorship in a program that's why I don't ask, dude, when I ask people 3,500 to change your life and get you healthy, I'm like, dude, I've invested more than that into fucking one little thing I learned. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, if you actually think about it, it's like, dude, I don't even think it's a risk at all. It's like because it's like instead of viewing it as this has to work, it's like is this going to get me closer or farther away from where I want to be, right?
Exactly.
I've
Yeah.
never spent money. I've never invested in a coaching program, even if I'm like there's a guy I got right now that's running advertisements for me, and I bought it and I'm like, it's not as good as for 5K, right? It's like it's not as good as I wanted, but it taught me something. It gave me the confidence to run advertisements by myself because it just showed me, oh, this is all you have to do. So
Yeah.
now the skill of running paid advertisement, that's a multi-million dollar skill, bro. That's
Yeah.
going to make me millions of dollars. But it's like just that one little skill. So it's like becoming a pilot, that skill, your floor is now 250K a year. Look at that.
Yeah.
How much in total would you have to spend to become a pilot?
It'd be pretty penny. I don't know the exact number. Honestly, forget because I talked to somebody I know about it, and she told me it costs money, but it's worth it because she said that's her backup plan, and I was like, if you already know how to fly, why are you not getting your license in it?
Yeah, bro. I think that would be great. And I think at the end of the day, if you're making 250 a year, bro, if you live on, bro, 30, 40 in wheeling, that's easy. Like that's not like you're pocketing 200K in one year. Like
Right.
I think it makes sense. But anyway, Do you have any questions for me? Like, do you have anything I can help with, anything I can answer for? I really appreciate this because my thoughts are, and you let me know if this is okay with you. Like, I don't want to claim that, like, I don't want to say that you were like a client, but really what I want to do is just share. I'll probably just throw this up on my
Uh,
YouTube, maybe clip it up, edit
yeah,
it up. I don't want to like include
yeah.
anything you don't want me to
So like,
include.
what I wanted to say and something I wanted to say, it was like, so it's like, yeah, I might not have been your client and like worked directly through you, but I just want to say that like even the people that aren't like that, or maybe some people don't let you know. There's a lot of people outside of that, myself now, that you have, you know, my dog just opened the door. Um, that you've inspired or got them going, and it's like, had I not watched those TikToks, had I, just kept sitting there and kept doing what I was doing, who knows where I'd be right now. And I feel like you inspired me. You got me on the right track, among other factors. Like I owe my friend Ian too, because day in and day out we were pushing each other. That it got me to the point where I am now. So it's like even if they're not with you directly, I feel like there may be a good bit of people that you inspire you might not know about. So I feel like I got to let him know that and show him that like even if he's not coaching them, he's probably still changing lives.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, and I appreciate you, you being open to help me and allow me to share that because I always try to frame it like this. It says, I'm not, I'm a messenger, right? I'm just a messenger. I'm trying to help people. Like we're all, I always like to say we're all in the same mission, right? Like we
Yeah,
all want people to be healthy, live longer, be better. I'm just somebody that's had some experience and I'm just trying to share what I've learned to do the same thing we all want to do, which is just be our best. You know what I mean? I always try to say it's not me trying to, obviously I run a business, but again, a business helps people, right? An
yeah,
iPhone, Amazon, a business itself is a vehicle to create change in others. And I'm like, it's not me, it's us, it's we, it's like us as humans. And I always say it's like your story, there's gonna be somebody out there and there's literally gonna be somebody out there, and yeah, it maybe sounds bad, but there's gonna be someone who's like, I'm a black guy as well, and I relate to Miquan, and I relate to the fact that he was an athlete, right? And he tore his ACL. You know what I mean? Because people like people they're like. You know what I mean? We
yeah,
as humans, we just relate to others, right? And that's why I really love sharing my
yeah. No,
stories because we relate to others. As me as an athlete, when I share that story, people relate to that. When I share Kai's story, who's a Air Force guy, the service members relate to that, right? I had one other guy who's a service member, who's a Navy officer who joined my program because
yeah,
of Kai. When Carson was a lawyer and I share that, there's another person who relates to that being 9 to 5. You know what I mean? I try to just get as many people because, again, you have to believe it's possible for you. So I appreciate that a lot. Um, but even then, is there any
yeah.
questions in
No.
terms of like fitness stuff I could answer for you? Just anything I can do for you? Any stuff you see
As of
online,
now,
you're
it's like I
like,
feel like so. As of now, I feel obviously I don't know all the answers in the world. I feel as if I'm dialed. I know what I'm doing in like the right path. I feel like at a point now, I feel like I'm at a good point of like being lean. If anything, I feel like this next part of putting on size is going to blow. Like in the fact of how much food I'm gonna have to eat. Uh, I'd probably any tips on that because I know it's just not gonna be ideal.
so what I would really say is I would just recommend getting that Fat Secret app, download that. Just look at your calories, and I would just recommend, do 250 extra calories a day. Don't need to do some crazy bulk. Just
Oh no,
250
I'm not.
because
No, I'm
250
not.
cal. Looking at your size right now, if you do 250 calories a day for a year, that's 25 pounds. So at some point, you're gonna max out,
Yeah,
right? So once you get to the point where you're like, damn, I'm not really
yeah.
progressing, then you can just maybe do another cut. And from there, you get to a point where I'm at now where it's like, I don't have too much room to, I'm 5'6", 170 at like 11% body fat. Like I don't have a ton more room to grow. And by the time your genetic peak is what, 35 over the next 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you have to gain what, 10 more pounds before you literally naturally can't gain anymore. So it's like you already look objectively good. So
Mm-hmm.
prioritize just staying in a reasonable body fat and just getting stronger over time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm
In
saying.
a good
See,
way you
honestly, I
can,
wasn't gonna. I'm not looking for like, boom, a quick fucking method to be jacked or even bigger than what
yeah.
I am. Because now, like the people that like dirty bulk and they turn it into like getting fat, I'm never doing that shit.
Well, even
done.
for me, when I gained all this weight, and this is why people are like, "Oh, how'd you maintain? Like, how'd you have such a crazy transformation?" It was because I never stopped lifting. You know what I mean? I never stopped working out. I just basically took my bulk way too far. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? It was really for me. I was still training. I actually was still eating. My protein was dialed still. I just was eating too many calories. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So for me, and that's what I always say too, the best thing you can do if you're trying to get more muscle, right, is really just start prioritizing those muscle groups. So you might not even have to eat a ton more calories. Maybe you just eat 100 extra calories a day. Maybe it's because over a year that's 10 pounds, bro. That's 10
yeah,
pounds in a year. That's as long if you really
yeah,
look at that long-term mindset, it doesn't have to be like I'm gonna go on a bulk because then you gain a little bit too much fat too fast. You're like, oh, do I want to cut? And you get in this cycle. But if you're just like, I'm going to eat a
yeah.
little bit more calories, and here's what you can do without having to do any of this stuff, just start with the muscles you're trying to grow. Start every day with upper chest and rear delts. And then you'll just have more intensity
Yeah.
on those muscles over time. You might not even have to have a crazy surplus. You just change the exercise order to what you're trying to prioritize, and you can probably see some progress doing that. As I said, do everything you can do before you fucking do some crazy bulk, because the whole
Mhm.
point of fitness is just staying at a low body fat because that's really what you want. You could probably lose 10 pounds of muscle and have stay at your body fat and still look objectively good. You know me, I'm not even. I literally like am not even. I feel like the less I lift, the better I look. I swear. Like not like to an extent, right? I lift 2 days a week right now, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm looking better.
It's like it's 2 points. So like I lost, like I said, like 30 pounds in the last 8 months or so, and it's like I obviously looking like leaner is gonna make you like appear or like look bigger, but like now like I've taken like my measurements and
Yeah,
they like I grew throughout like losing that 30 pounds.
yeah,
I think I grew my biceps 2 inches. I think my chest was like another two. It's like in my quads did shrink because I was carrying a lot of fat in my quads. But right now, even now, you can see like clear separation in my quads. So it's like I look better and I'm bigger and I didn't get weaker throughout any of that. So
yeah.
it's like,
And two things I might recommend to you that you could even see is like going from cut just going to maintenance and giving yourself that little bit more calories and
yeah,
staying in the gym, you'll get some gains back, right? Because you
yeah.
have that energy to put it there. But then another thing you could even do without even having to eat more food is you're saying you're in the gym 4 days a week. What's your split like right now?
So I just started doing 4 days. I think I do five now. No, do I? Yeah. So I'll do what do I do? I do no, I do five. So I do Monday through Friday. I'll do chest and try and
Hmm.
shoulders Monday. I'll do back and bi, and then I'll throw my core in on Tuesday, and then I'll do legs. I think more quad focused on Wednesday, and then I'll do an upper and a lower day, and then I've started resting the Saturday and the Sunday.
Yeah, like one of the things that I've done that it sounds counterintuitive, but when I'm not like in full on bulk mode, which is right now, like not like I just want to stay lean right now. Like I don't have any more muscle to build. Like I objectively have I've completed fitness. You know what I mean? Like I look great. So
Yeah,
for me, what I've done is I've gone down to like 2 days a week. And the idea behind it is, especially if you're trying to progress in terms of like, you know, your business or pilot stuff, is I just go Tuesday, Saturday workouts. And I just do on Tuesday, I get all my big movements. I just do like shoulders, back, and legs. And then Saturday, I do chest, biceps and like rear delts, and then I do like calves, traps, like just little muscles. And then that way on that Tuesday I'm getting my big pressing movement, so I hit all my muscles technically once, right? Because if I do a press I get a little bit of triceps. I get like I always treat it as like half a set. If you do a
yeah,
bench it's like half a set of triceps because they're getting worked. And then I'll do triceps on that Tuesday, and that way each week I'm probably getting in 4 to 5 sets, but I'm taking two, no, wait. Yeah, I'm taking 2 or 3 full days between each session. And every Tuesday, every Saturday, I'm PR
yeah,
because you're giving yourself that recovery. And if your goal's not, because if you get yourself really tired, but you don't get stronger, you're not going to build muscle, right?
yeah,
So it's like if your goal is to get stronger, you want to just make sure you're fully refreshed, fully recovered, because once you get lean enough, one of the hardest parts about staying lean is you're hungry, right? And if you're lifting, if you're crushing it in the gym, you
Yeah,
want to
you're
eat, right?
yeah.
So that's one tip that I always give. If your goal is to maintain low body fat for a long duration, less training and more days of rest between each session,
Mhm.
I've found, if you find yourself struggling to stay with the diet, if you mentally you're struggling, because I'm running a business where I'm working 12 hours, 14 hours a day, it helps me I think look better while also performing better in my business. So that's just a
Yeah.
tip I could give you there.
So it's like where I sit now, I'm not sure like exactly where I sit at like body fat.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think it's like 15 or lower. I have visible abs.
I'd ask
Uh,
Chat. Say,
what is it?
ChatGPT, what's my body fat? Let me ask. Let me ask it for you. I have ChatGPT Plus, so it'll even like do research mode.
I'm saying it's like I know I'm at a decent point. Like I have visible abs even in my lower ones. It's like I'm at a point to where obviously summer's coming up and I'm about to have my fucking a summer body for the first time in 3 years. So it's like I'm happy with where I'm at. I wouldn't mind
You're
being a little more
you're
lean.
probably about 13 or 14, and that pop look that you can maintain is about 11.
Mhm.
So about 2% of your body weight. So how much you're 200 right now? Um, so if you do 205 times, probably about if you got down to like 200, probably, bro.
200. That's what I was thinking too. So it's like
That's
if
4 more
anything,
pounds of fat off you, bro.
yes, I'm saying from now to probably my beach trip isn't for I don't even know. I think till July. I'll just do normally and then like give myself the month to lose 5, which I feel like is fair enough.
That's a pound a week. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would look super good. And one thing I always recommend, if you're going when you do that cut, I would do like 2 sets per muscle 2 week per week. So like maybe 2 to 4 sets per muscle per week. And I would take those. So if you look at all your sets, right? And if you do, say you do fucking 4 sets of chest. I would maybe try to program that to like getting your big lifts in on a Tuesday or something, and then get all your accessories on a Saturday. That way, you only have really one hard day per week, and the rest of that time, you prioritize those steps, and that's where you really get nice and lean. And then once you get lean, you can do a little bit more training, but you have more calories because you're at maintenance calories, and that's how you can actually maintain that long term.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you want to like gain again, you just do 100 extra calories a day. Over next year, that's 10 pounds in a year.
Yeah. So it's like right now I'm just sitting at my maintenance and taking my creatine and stuff, and I already feel like better. Obviously, look fuller and this and that. But like I still have my abs, and I wake up every day and I see them, and it's awesome. So
Dude, let's go, bro. That makes me happy, dude, because like it's so impactful. Because like that's why I really went in on men's weight losses, because I just know that's the avatar I serve best, and like I know for me the impact it made on me. I'm like, dude, it's life changing, bro. And we just talked about it here, and I love to hear it. And like feel free to just let me know if you ever have any questions, like just fitness questions. Hey, bro, I saw this. What are your thoughts on this like video? Like